Hey guys, it's Jamie here. I'm going to show you a page idea. I notice that some of you do darker, more grungy gothic journals. I do normally as well, and maybe feel that the Cinderella kit is a bit light and a bit fairy tale for that more gothic alternative vibe that you're looking for. I'm going to grunge this up a bit. This is actually from the May journal kit, the Fairground journal, and I've already pre-stained it with a lot of vintage photo to really grunge up and darken down that bright, vibrant background. And I'm going to show you how I did it on these Cinderella papers. Now, this was already double-sided printed, but if it wasn't, if it was like this one, then it would get a plainer turnover. Everything here I'm attacking with some vintage photo and some water. I'm going to put it onto here, which is normal kitchen parchment paper, which I would reuse, by the way, when I finished using it for this, because I could stamp it and then use it as a grungy vellum. I'm going to add some water, grab my pieces of paper and rub them into it. Now we need to dry everything up and come back and put the project together. This is a super simple little project to put together. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide Espresso to dye the edges because this is now quite grungy. So for those edges to grunge in when everything's quite dark anyway, I'm using a darker stain again. What we need to do is we're going to do some hinged flaps on here. Therefore, I'm going to take my scoreboard. I don't always use a scoreboard for this. Sometimes I just use a ruler. Grab the two pieces that I want to hinge. This one will be this side, this will be the right hand side. For me, this is around a centimetre mark. For you, I would imagine if you're using American, that's just under ½ an inch. This one, I want to do the same, but on this left hand side. Hold it down and make that fold quite in place by using an object that will increase that crease, and the same on the other one. And with this one, we're looking to create a way that it will flap over the page, and I'm just going to use some tape, double-sided tape, 4-speed, to stick that down. You can use any glue. Try and make sure the longer one lines up to be under this one. Now you have a hinged part of a page, and then we're going to hinge this one on this side. Make sure, obviously, if there's pictures involved, you're going to get them the right way up. Pop them together. Placement doesn't matter. You can go higher, you can go lower. It doesn't always have to be dead center. And now you have that. Now it's just a question of decorating what you've got. This is quite a decorative scene. This, I feel, needs a bit more because it was a cutaway from this one and doesn't have as much detail. I'm going to glue that one onto there. The way I overcome glue spills, I normally use my finger, but for politeness and on camera I will use a paintbrush, and I just make sure there's no lumpy glue at the edges. And then with anything I've glued, I do go over the top to try and seal it down. If I get any lifts, I go back under with my paintbrush with a bit of glue. All we do to add this to the page is literally layer it onto the page. However, you may want to add a bit more detail to any of these. You could add a little pocket to the inside, for example. So this can either be pure writing or you can decorate it up a bit more. I have some black lace here, so I'm just wondering where I might want to put some black lace. Remember, I'm trying to do this in a gothic-y style. I might want to put some black lace down that initial door opening there. What I have is an Oohoo All-Purpose, which does run. I'm going to put it onto a brush and brush up along that edge. Pop that down Looking at that, I think I might quite like to run some lace down that second edge. It would be here, so that when you open it, you then have that. I'm debating whether I want to add a ribbon as a closure to that to make sure it does stay closed. I have a lot of this dyed black sari binding. I'm thinking I could secure that to the back of that page and then tie it as a bow. This is never going to be seen, so how you choose to secure that to there is up to you. Put that down. And to secure this to this page, I'm actually going to be using some double-sided. I'm going to try to place this on here. That would then do up in a little bow. This would be how it would go into a book, like that. You would put it in that way. So on the front, you've got this one that opens out, you can write on there. This one opens out, you can write on there. That now has 4 things inside of it to be discovered by whoever has this journal.